The integration of Black Ops 6 into Warzone is set for November 14th, and while many players are excited, there's a massive issue under the surface that could make or break this update. It all comes down to one thing: damage values. If Black Ops 6 weapons don't get rebalanced for Warzone, they'll be practically useless against existing guns. Let's dive into why these damage values need to be different, what this could mean for the Warzone meta, and how players should start preparing. In Warzone, we all know that TTK is crucial. It's that sweet spot that determines if a gun is effective, useless, or somewhere in between. For close-range weapons, a TTK of around 600 milliseconds puts it in the meta conversation. It's fast enough to feel powerful, but not so quick that opponents feel like they're getting instantly deleted. For long-range engagements, we typically aim for TTK of around 900 to 1000 milliseconds beyond about 45 meters, balancing damage with recoil and accuracy. This gives players the ability to engage multiple enemies without feeling outgunned instantly. Here's the kicker: the Black Ops 6 weapons we're looking at so far don't fit these Warzone TTK ranges. We can figure this out much easier thanks to the info Treyarch has given us when you dig into the attachments, as they've given us those damage profiles in black and white. From there, it's just math. True Game Data, JGOD, Community, etc. all have slightly different ways to apply the values and value different things more than others to decide what they feel is the meta, but that's a discussion for a different day. The fastest killing SMG in Black Ops 6, the Compact 92, has a TTK of 770. In Warzone, that number's way off the mark for close-range combat and could leave players at a huge disadvantage. This same problem applies to long-range weapons, where damage drop-offs and recoil make these guns even less viable. So what's causing these issues? It comes down to the fact that Black Ops 6 weapons are designed with multiplayer in mind, where TTKs can afford to be slower because engagements are shorter, maps are smaller, and enemies are less armored. But in Warzone, where players have armor plates, more health, these slower TTKs make for many Black Ops 6 weapons unusable. In previous integrations, we saw some games like Vanguard and MW19 reach weapon levels of like 70, where guns took longer to unlock their full potential. But here in Black Ops 6, even at levels 45 to 47, I have many weapons around level 30 with 10 to 15 levels left and Diamond unlocked. So the leveling is an issue as well, which has been a common complaint in the community. The TTKs just aren't cutting it for Warzone. Without distinct damage values for Warzone, Black Ops 6 weapons will be completely overshadowed by the Modern Warfare 2 and 3 arsenals, leaving players who enjoy Black Ops 6 or prefer its weapon feelings frustrated and outmatched. The expected TTK ranges we've grown accustomed to in Warzone simply don't align with Black Ops 6 weapon performances. Because of this, it's essential that Treyarch adjust these TTKs specifically for Warzone to make these Black Ops 6 weapons competitive. Without it, you're looking at an entire game's arsenal that could be DOA for the Warzone community. Whether that means they up them overall, or they have different profiles for multiplayer and Warzone, that's their call. I prefer the different ones, otherwise you're just going to have people deleted in multiplayer. If no adjustments are made, Black Ops 6 weapons will be relegated to a for fun status, usable in casual play, but unviable for competitive ranked or even just sweaty lobbies where SBMM kicks in. With MW2 and 3 weapons offering superior TTK and recoil control, we'll be left with a stagnant meta, more D-tier and static for those who want to win and or drop high kill games, where players gravitate toward the same old guns instead of experimenting with new Black Ops 6 options. This could severely limit Warzone's weapon diversity and frustrate players who want to try out the latest guns and get stuck using the same AR and SMG every match for months on end. For any battle royale, keeping a fresh meta is crucial to the game's lifespan and replay value, and without balanced damage values, we risk a stale and lopsided meta. So what should you be doing right now to prep for the integration? Well, given the predictable state of Black Ops 6 TTKs, it's best to focus on a few guns that show potential in handling and recoil control. Here are some of the top picks based on initial tests. Model L has some low recoil and decent handling, reminiscent of the STG. If damage values get tweaked, it could be a reliable choice for mid to long range engagements. AK-47, AK-74. The AK lineup generally performs well across Call of Duty titles, and the AK-74 has a faster fire rate than in past experiences, which may help close the TTK gap in Warzone. For close quarters, the PP919, the Bullfrog. With solid handling and manageable recoil, this SMG could be a strong contender if close range damage gets a buff. AS Val, known for its power at close range, will be viable if it receives a bump in damage output and has the potential to be a top-tier sniper support. While these guns have potential, we're still taking a gamble by leveling them up. Until we see actual Warzone TTK adjustments for Black Ops 6 weapons, it's hard to say for sure if these will even be competitive at launch. One solution that could help players across the board would be a boost in XP rates, or maybe some more double XP weekends and weeks for the integration, especially as we near. Leveling up Black Ops 6 weapons is already a grind, with guns needing upwards of 45 levels for full attachments, and for casual players this can feel like a massive barrier to fully enjoying the new content. If Treyarch, Raven, and Activision want Warzone to stay accessible, they'll need to make leveling easier or adjust attachment unlocks so players can test new weapons without the endless grind. At the end of the day, it's about letting players enjoy the game rather than bogging them down in tedious progress. Warzone needs unique damage values for Black Ops 6 weapons if they're going to have any chance of being viable, and it looks like Treyarch has, maybe responding to these concerns. Patch notes released today provide an indication that they're aware of these balance issues. At launch, Black Ops 6 weapons in Warzone will share similar values to their multiplayer counterparts, such as ADS speed, sprint to fire, and recoil. However, damage profiles for a number of weapons have been modified to establish a baseline for Warzone. We encourage new and returning players to study their favorite weapons details in the gunsmith. A noteworthy tweak mentioned here is for the AS Val, which has a default magazine size of 20 rounds in multiplayer, but will be set to 30 for Warzone. This is a positive sign for the viability of Black Ops 6 weapons in Warzone, yet it's only one piece of the puzzle. In addition to these tweaks, they've also nerfed nearly every MW2 and MW3 gun. So with these changes, we'll see if the playing field opens up for a fresh meta, or if it's more of the same with some new frustrations. Do you think the Black Ops 6 weapons will be a hit or a miss in Warzone? Let me know down in the comments. Keep the energy high, the vibes positive, and until next time, spread the love, fam. Catch you in the next one.